Mayfield coming in. Here's the applause on that. Well, Baker Mayfield, here you go. Just the way you like it. Center stage, national TV, down 14-0, a minute 42 in the half. The loudest cheer of the night is happening right now, and number 6 is ready to go. Baker back, Baker looking, Baker loads, he throws, Landry got it. He's at the 45, he's at the 48-yard line. And that ball had a lot of mustard on it. Back, throwing, and it's caught at the 35-yard line. David Njoku sat down and made the grab on a bullet by Mayfield. Baker back in the pocket, steps, throws, he's got another man as it's Landry inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Here's Mayfield, quick toss, he's got Njoku, he's out to the 30, to the 35-yard line. Mayfield looking, firing down the seam, it's caught inside the 5-yard line.
Jarvis Landry
inside the 5. What a catch! And it's going to be first and goal for the Browns. They'll put it down at the 1, a 29-yard pass play. The snap goes to Duke Johnson. Then they flip it around. Then they throw it, and Mayfield caught it! It's the Philly special, Cleveland style. Darnold back on 1st and 10. Steps, fires, has picked off! They got it! Joe Schobert got it! He picked it off at the 43-yard line! Is this how it feels? Is this how it feels to win?
Oh. Wow.
A minute 21 left in absolute bedlam. 18 seconds left. He's got the snap. Back to pass. Up in the pocket, shooting it long and deep, and it's picked off. They got it. Terrence Mitchell's got it, and it's all over here now. They can't take it away anymore. 11 seconds left to go. Mitchell takes the football. He's going to run it down to the best fans, the most patient fans in the league, right to the dog pound. Up and in he goes. The Browns are going to win. And with great pride, I say, the Browns are in victory formation. Baker Mayfield takes a knee. Count it down, everybody. The Browns are winners tonight. And the drought is over. Led by the number 1 overall draft choice, Baker Mayfield. They come back and win over the Jets, 21-17. Hallelujah!
Welcome back, everybody. It is episode 20 of season 3. This is Surviving the Season. Apparently, there was a game last night. I did not watch it. That's the energy we're bringing. Browns have won a fucking game. Holy shit. Me and Greg's second game in 3 years. We are winners.
The worst podcast record in the history of podcasts got a little better last night. Got a little better. Went from 1-32 and 1 to 2-32 and 1. 30 games away from that 500. That's what we're shooting for. 30 in a row now, baby. Let me tell you something. I was at the game last night, and it was electric. It was unreal. It was like no game I had been at. 635 days without a win. Baker Mayfield chants going. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go, chants. It was just nonstop as people were filing out high fives and hugs. I've never seen it. Most of the time when you're leaving there, it's after a loss and heads are down and people are screaming to fire everyone. That's a normal thing on the way out. You're making sure you have your ticket so you can get into Christie's Cabaret for free after the game. Important things. But last night it was all about Baker Mayfield being exactly what we thought he was going to be and showing up, showing out, and just producing one of the best football games I've ever been to. And it was crazy. Even after the game, people stuck around in the stands, and Baker came out and gave a little tip of the hat. He's out there doing the, giving the thank you very much for the curtain call, and fans were going crazy. It was something else. I was glad to be there. I usually only go to a couple games a year, and the fact that this is the one that this happened. We broke the streak, and Baker just did everything we wanted him to do. It felt like it was the perfect storm last night, and it was an unbelievable feeling to be there.
Yeah, I'm glad you went to the game and we didn't record afterwards because, after a couple beers, all I wanted to do was just run victory laps on everybody. I'm fighting the urge to do it right now.
Yeah.
But we watched another shitty half of football. And then 14-0. All right, here we go. We're going to lose this fucking game. We're going to get no offense. We're going to watch shitty football, and then the concussion sends Tyrod off the field to what I can only describe watching on TV as probably one of the loudest times I've ever heard that stadium when number 6 jogged out there.
Yeah. Tyrod was Tyroding, and next thing you know, he came out that nobody even knew. It just all of a sudden people were like, that's Baker Mayfield coming on the field. Nobody knew Tyrod was hurt. It wasn't like, because whenever his injury was, it must have been on third down or what, right? It was third down when they had an incomplete pass or he took a sack or something.
Yeah, there was
no idea.
12 to get sacked. Yeah,
no idea that he was coming off the field. And next thing, Baker comes out there, and let me tell you, before that, the Baker Mayfield chants had started. And I'm not saying I started them, but I was definitely a part of them. I had seen enough. And we sat here, and we've been saying for weeks, you play the best players. And look, today I want to be happy, but here's the thing. Hugh wasn't going to Baker in any way. He would have played Tyrod through that game. He would have gave us some lame-ass excuse after the game of why Tyrod's still his guy. He doesn't want to get Baker in there too early and all this other nonsense that he's giving us all the time. Okay, this is, damn well that's what he's going to do. And it took that. It took Baker to come in there and basically shove it down Hugh's throat to say, dude, I'm your quarterback. It's enough already. Get me out here so we can win some goddamn games. What would we be sitting at right now if Baker's in there the first 2 games? Okay, I don't want to be negative, so we'll come back and talk about that another time. We'll talk about if Hugh is even going to be the guy to be able to lead us to the promised land, if he's the one that can't properly evaluate his players. But we'll talk about that later. Let's stick with this game, though. I'd rather stick with that, some positive stuff here, because we finally get this win, and this really is a feel-good day. I don't want to ruin it.
Not much like in the first half for either offense. Jets had a short field after a blocked punt. Crow ran one in there, and then they put together a decent drive the next drive to make it 14-0. There really wasn't anything too crazy on those drives. Darnold did enough.
Darnold didn't do anything. Did you know what Darnold did? 2
drives.
Yeah. Right, but Darnold was 15-31 for 169 yards and 2 picks in the fourth quarter. Here's what Darnold did. Those were both in the fourth quarter, right? I remember the last one to end the game. But here's what Darnold did. They got to 3rd down and 4, or 3rd down and 5, and he threw a screen pass to Nunwa that somehow worked all 4 times that they ran it, and picked up first downs on all 4 wide receiver screens. So that's got to get fixed by this defense. But outside of that, the defense basically shut them down. The run game, they ran halfway decent. Bilal Powell, 14 carries, 73 yards, and Isaiah Crowell had 16 carries for 34. So it was 107 yards on the ground. That's only a 3.6 average, but they had a couple big runs and a couple chunk yardage. But you're right. First half, we basically gave it to them. And it starts with our guy Amos Jones doing Amos Jones things, and it's Nick Chubb's fault for not making the block. But I question has Nick Chubb ever even played special teams? And I tried to look this up. Has Nick Chubb ever even played special teams in college? I would like to know. I can't find it, but it just doesn't make sense why we can't get anybody out there that has any idea of what they're doing. This is the worst special teams unit in the league, without question. I mean, I didn't watch all the other 31 teams, but trust me, there is nobody sending out there a special teams unit that is consistently gets big returns taken on them, consistently has blocks in the back. How many penalties we have today on special teams? At least 2 or 3. Block punts, missed field goals. I mean, okay, great. We bring in this field goal kicker. He's kicking the ball sideways. We're lucky that he made either one of those field goals, to be honest.
They were both shitty.
Okay, maybe it's not Amos Jones kicking the ball, but this is this guy's unit that is just not getting it done and really has cost us games to this point. Defense is doing its job. Offense was terrible in the first half. Baker's in there. The offense is good. We have one unit that we have got to get back to just average if we're going to compete. Because if these guys continue to play at this terrible rate that they're going now, we are going to lose games based upon that, and that's a guaranteed. So yeah, so that block punt that set them up on the 28-yard line. Okay, and up to that point, they had multiple 3-and-outs. We went 3. I think there was like 6 3-and-outs in the game up to that point. That's how terrible of a game that this was up to that point. And then we get that block punt, sets them up at the 28-yard line. And then Anunwa takes a screen for a big gain. Crow goes for 6, and then Crow runs the last 7 yards into the end zone. He throws the ball in the stands, right? Do you remember that? This is not the time that he wiped his butt with it and then threw it in the stands. It's interesting to me the disrespect Crow had. I don't remember Browns fans being bad to Crow.
Right.
You could be upset at the organization for not paying you the money that you think you deserve. I think Crow is a halfway decent player. I thought he was pretty decent with the Browns. I mean, he's not a superstar, but he's fine. He's a fine player. But we've always treated him well here. I mean, there was Crow chants every single time that he got the ball when he was here in Cleveland. And there's no reason to wipe her butt with the ball and then throw it in the stands. That was uncalled for, sir. I don't know.
Did they throw those back? Is it like baseball where you're supposed to throw it back?
You probably should, but a football, I mean, what's the chances you catching a football? That's probably the one thing you're like, if this is just a baseball, I would throw it back, but I'm definitely keeping this thing.
All right.
So yeah, that put them up 7-0, and then we're like, okay, so what are we going to do with it? We got to answer here, and what do we do? 3-and-out. And that is the 3rd and 7, and Tyrod's back there just holding the ball. This is the difference between Tyrod and Baker is just about getting the ball out, in my opinion. Well, Baker has a better arm, obviously, but Baker makes a decision, and he just goes with it. And Tyrod is back there, and you would think the veteran would be the guy that processes things faster. It's not even close. It's not even close, in my opinion.
No.
And he's taking sacks that shouldn't even happen. And then people say, well, this is why we can't play Baker because the line isn't really that good. And then Baker comes in and we go, yeah, you know what? The line's really not that bad. Come to find out, if you get the ball out of your hands, you don't really have to worry about getting hit.
Yeah.
Now, Baker did get hit a couple times, and Baker did put the ball on the ground, which can't happen. But that's the things that we're going to get. We're here at Surviving the Season, we're not saying Baker's not going to make mistakes. He's going to make mistakes, but Baker is going to capitalize and make plays on things that Tyrod doesn't even dream of doing. And those are the plays that you have to hit in this league if you are going to compete with the best teams. Baker's going to get it done. He's going to make mistakes, so if he throws a pick or two, look, that's part of the learning experience also. But he's going to make throws down the field that Tyrod's throw to Callaway, the underthrow.
Another under.
Callaway's got 5 yards on the guy, right?
Yeah.
And he underthrows him by 5 yards probably. And then Tyrod has the nerve. I see in the replay, I'm looking at the big screen, and Tyrod's showing up Callaway by going, this is how you properly put your hands up to catch the ball, Mr. Callaway, AC. What are you doing, dude? Your ball was terrible.
Yeah.
That was a terrible ball, and you're mad at AC for not making the catch there? Now, Baker puts the ball, a perfect throw. It was a tough catch that Callaway had to catch over his opposite shoulder, right? Do you know the throw I'm talking about in the second half?
Yep. Okay,
perfect ball. He drops it and runs back to the huddle, no big deal. Baker's in there, he's all business. The difference between when Tyrod's in there and a guy drops it and Baker's in there and a guy drops it is when Baker's there, it's not even in question that he's going to put another ball on somebody in the next 2 downs to either get the first down or put us in good position. With Tyrod, you go, that was a good throw. We only get so many of those a game. With Baker, it's like, We get a couple of those every single drive. It's not close. I can't believe that Hugh, honestly, thinks that in his head that there was no chance Baker Mayfield had of starting from the beginning of the season. Didn't even open this up as a competition.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe watching that.
Reps, none. Not even the backup quarterback until like a week before the season starts, and all this kind of crazy shit that they're trying to shield Baker from, that he doesn't need to be shielded from.
No, he just needs to play. He needs to be on the field. You know why? So he can shield the rest of your team, because he can put them on his shoulders and carry them to victories. That's what he does. He makes everybody on the whole organization better. He makes Hugh look like he knows what he's doing. He's making Todd Haley's plays look better. He's making Njoku make plays, and Landry and Higgins. And the defense looks better because he moves us down the field. We're not punting after 3 plays. Everybody is better because Baker is the dude. He's the guy that he is what, I was calling him the point guard. He's getting it out there to the playmakers. He's making it happen. He makes it happen for you. He's not this flashy dude. He's not out there, and he doesn't have to do it by himself. He's making everybody else better. I love that part about his game, dude. That's why he's the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
You don't see Darnold doing that shit.
Right.
It wasn't even comparable. That was another one. Like, if you look at what Darnold was able to do compared to Baker, it's the same thing. Darnold's back there. He's not processing it as quick. He had some nice throws. He does some nice stuff, but they were trying to get out of his hands quick. And the only time they really made any real plays is when they got in Anunwa's hands, and he made some plays with his feet.
Yeah, it was all yards after catch. It was nothing really downfield. It was throwing it to him early and then letting him slip a tackle. You mentioned with the Tyrod, and then you take that, you get a drop, or I don't think we had any, but even like you get that holding on first down and it's 1st and 20. When
Tyrod you're like punt.
Like, we're done. It's 3rd and 8. We're done. But when Baker was in there, like even if we have a holding, it's like, all right, we're good, no problem. Like we can still turn this into a series. The Tyrod series is sort of just, if something bad happens, we had negative plays, there's no chance that we're going to pick up a first down. I chart the 3rd downs, as everybody knows. So I have one page here on the first half, and all the 3rd downs are underlined. That means they're not good. And I turn the page to the second page, and all the 3rd downs are circled, meaning they were in the second half. We were converting them. It's like you can tell which page is Tyrod's and which page is.
Well,
it's crazy.
You made a good point. So let's go to the one drive. We're down 14-0. It's the second quarter, minute 42. We started on the 33-yard line, and he hit Landry for a good gain, and then he hit Njoku for a 17-yard gain, and then he takes the sack fumble. Batonio picks it up. Crowd's going crazy. Holy shit. Batonio, baby, go. Everybody's going ape shit. And then next thing you know, everybody's going, hey, what the hell happened? Why is the ball going 8 yards back? Batonio almost had a first down. So nobody knew what the hell was going on. It was under 2 minutes. And the rule is you can't advance a fumble under 2 minutes there, which doesn't really make sense, I guess, so much in the first half as it would maybe in the second half.
It's more of preventing offensive team from fumbling the ball on purpose to keep a play alive.
Yeah. But right. So anyway, with that, we go to 2nd down and 18, and then normally, like you said, this is punt mode. What happens on the very next play? Baker hits Landry for 16 yards, and you go, okay, we're perfect. 3rd and 2. This is a perfect spot. This doesn't happen with Tyrod. Those are the things that weren't happening. And this is what consistently happened over and over. 2nd down and 10s, and they just get 5 yards. And you go, well, it's just a 5-yard game, but it makes your 3rd down so much easier when they're manageable. Yeah. And then they kept converting those. And when Baker's hitting throws, and they had the one RPO little play action. I didn't look at it closely to see exactly what it was. So it was one of those two, and he hits Njoku. It instantly gets the defense going. All right, we're on our heels now. where we can't play the run as hard. And now you can start running the ball more effectively, more efficiently. That's the way you want to run the ball, efficiently. And you can do that when you have a guy that's consistently hitting guys that are open. And that's what Baker was doing. I mean, the whole rest of the game, it was just 10 yards here, 12 yards there, 8 yards there, Go into halftime, though, down 14-3. And I actually felt good about the second half.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like that? We're down 14-3 at halftime. You usually go, well, this is about it.
This is about Browns. Yep. This is what's going to happen. Yeah. There seemed to be, okay, we're fine. Everything's going to be fine. We've got a chance here. The game isn't over. We're going to come out and we're probably going to score some points. And the defense did look fine. They didn't give up anything after those two scores.
Well, one was a short field.
Yeah. And
then one, they had a nice drive. With a couple of those Anunwa gains and a couple nice runs. We did give up a couple too many of those chunk runs, I thought. They got to get that cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah,
I know one for sure.
Going back.
Yeah, Powell.
Yeah.
They one for sure was
Sue a couple times, and then Powell was bouncing the outside. One missed tackle, and that's going to go for 8, 12, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I saw one where Schobert overplayed it and one where Collins overplayed it. So hopefully, that gets cleaned up. It's going to happen from time to time, but they're playing the pass so well right now. I'm more worried about the pass, obviously, than those runs, but you just don't want to give up those longer runs. Those are the ones that tend to hurt you. But yeah, they came. Ogunjobi, they came out of halftime. He got a big run stuff early. He made a number of plays in there. What did Garrett end up with? 2 sacks on the day again?
Yeah.
What's he got for the year? Was he got 5 right now, or has he got 4?
I'm not sure. 5.
Dude, he's going for the record. What's the record? 22, I think. Sharahan.
I don't know.
But yeah, he's doing his thing.
Well, coming out of the second half too, they hit Robbie Anderson, and Ward knocked him down, pulled the ball out, and then ran that back inside the 10. Browns again getting the ball on the ground and recovering that damn thing. Yep. On top of recovering our own fumbles. So Duke had a fumble, and Mayfield also had that fumble. And Higgins, with 3 Jets around him, reaches down and picks up that ball.
Oh, Duke, what are you doing to me, man? I love you, but dude, you got to hold on to the ball. The ball is bouncing our way right now, and this is the times that you have to take advantage of those opportunities because they don't come your way all the time. Sometimes the ball bounces the other way. Last year, the ball always bounced the other way. Let's be honest, and now it's bouncing our way this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of magical spells that Baker Mayfield brings with him everywhere, that things just start happening good. But it seems he is the X factor, right? He's the X factor. Somehow your team, no matter where you go, if he's on your team, you instantly get better and fortunes are turned around overnight. It's nutty. It's nutty.
We did.
Yeah. So he took that back to the 8-yard line, and then it only took us what,
well, we got. They went 3 and out and got a field goal try.
Yeah, but that's where I was going to bring up the Baker Mayfield. He got a little greedy, so we're 14-3. We're down, and Baker's really wanting to get that touchdown. He forced the ball in there when you just have to go. All right, we got to take. There's nothing there. Throw it away. Get your field goal. You still can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and be tied. Take your points. That was a learning experience, hopefully, for Baker. So everything wasn't perfect. That gives Haley something to go back and talk to Bailey to Baker about, and he'll drive that home. You can't make the mistake in the red zone. Don't go Deshaun Kaiser. We need those points.
Yeah. The next trip for the Browns started on their own 30. Awesome catch.
Can I be on the very next drive before that? There was I don't know if you noticed this, but they had back-to-back pass breakups. One was TJ Carey, who had a couple of those. He's doing a nice job in coverage. That's where he belonged. Remember at the beginning of camp, they had him on the outside, and I didn't understand that. And now they're putting him in the slot where he played for the Raiders. That makes sense. Play the guys where they're supposed to play. But then on the 3rd down and 7, Jannard Avery. Did you see that one?
Awesome play.
Yes. And that's the versatility we talked about. We kept saying when he got drafted 5th round, this is the steal. That's a steal. because he can do so many different things. Not only can he rush the passer, but he can cover guys and he can play the run. The versatility on this kid is it's going to be paying off for many years if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
I don't even think we understand how big of a steal we got with this guy.
Right. Yeah. And these plays get overlooked, but that's a 3rd and 7. They're in their own territory. You know, the Browns are going to get decent field position back. That one pass break, like these 3rd downs are so huge. So, that's put a star by that play because it's a bigger play than it looks like on the chart.
Yeah, so they did punt. We started on the 31-yard line, and we really got a nice little drive going. Higgins with 8. Landry had a nice gain in there.
The sideline, too.
Speaking of that, how about so going back to the first half, the ball that Landry caught to get the first down on 3rd and 12, what a fucking catch, dude. What a play to have the awareness to stick the ball out and get that. I was worried about Landry not being able to make big plays, and he's not really going to stretch the field, but it doesn't matter. He's making so many of those medium-ranged plays, those 15 to 17-yarders, where his average was like 9 yards a catch last year because they had him just running routes within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. He's getting open, and he's catching everything they're throwing to him. He's played well above my expectations. I thought he was going to catch a lot of balls, but just the awareness and the big playability that I didn't think he was going to give us at all, it's somewhat been there. Like he's been giving us some nice chunk plays that it's just not normal for the Browns, to be honest. Yeah. But he had a big catch there. He had 2 just fantastic catches. And then on that drive, the same drive, Hyde goes for 11. Then Landry had another one on 2nd down and 7. That's the one that was like 29 yards to the 1 yard line that Baker just threw a perfect ball, sort of like the back shoulder throw. It's just one-on-one coverage. I'm going to throw it up to a guy that I know can go make a play, and Landry goes up there and makes a beautiful catch.
Super strong hands to hold on to that one. Landry doesn't really get a lot of separation, but you can sort of count on him to make a catch in traffic.
Yeah. And he just eats zones alive. He's so smart on where to go. He recognizes coverage and he gets into the holes and he gets open. He doesn't get a ton of separation, but he gets you enough at the top of his routes where if you just put it on him, nobody's going to take it away from him. Like you said, his hands are so strong. He's going to make the catch. And you're going to have a tough time bringing him down just because he's just feisty, man. He's a tough dude.
Yep. Next play, Hyde punches it in. Crowd goes bonkers. Let's go for 2.
Yeah, well, the original 2 was a penalty, and Baker fumbled it, got sacked, but there was a penalty, and they went for it again, and they drew up the Cleveland special. It wasn't the Philly special that was ran in the Super Bowl. They ran it the opposite way. It was the Cleveland special, and it was Landry throwing a pass to Baker Mayfield. And pretty much at that point, they started building the Baker Mayfield statue right next to the Jim Brown. I don't know if anybody noticed it on the way back. They're out there. They're getting the bronze already started, and they're molding it as we speak. After that, everybody was just going nuts. It was crazy, and that took us to that tied the score. So that's why you can't throw that pick in the end zone on the drive before either. You got to get that 3 points. This ties it up 14-14. 40 seconds left in the third quarter, and in my mind, there's no chance that we can even lose this. That's honestly how confident I was. I was like, not a chance in hell we can lose this shit. But Darnold actually puts together a drive and drives all the way back down the field, thanks to, once again, Quincy Enunwa getting a couple screens and a couple timely runs by Bilal Powell, one for 22 yards. And they end up settling for a 28-yard field goal. Yeah. Anything on that drive that stuck out to you want to talk about?
They picked up a couple third down. There was a 3rd and 10, and Curse got in the middle of the zone and made an awesome catch. That one was...
Oh, he did. Yeah. Curse made that phenomenal catch at the end of the game, too, when it was 4th and 10 for 12 yards, dude. That was sort of like one of the Landry catches.
Yeah, so they did... it was 3rd and 12. Again, a good job by Greg's defense to let the play develop in front of them. Curse made the catch, but got tackled right away. Field goal try instead of, giving up. a first down or giving up a touchdown there. Just give up the 8 or 10 yards on 3rd and 12. Don't give up 7 points. So,
you know who had a nice game? Chris Smith. He made a couple plays on that drive right before that 3rd down and 12. The reason why they were 3rd down and 12 is because he stuffed Bilal Powell for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, he had 3 tackles
so
for loss.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
Okay, so the Browns get the ball back with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and go on this 7-minute scoring drive that I'm not even really sure how to talk about because we've never discussed this kind of thing. We'd never have a Cleveland sustained drive.
And this is the one that started with Baker putting that beautiful pass on AC Callaway, and he drops it. And like I said, they just go, oh, he drops it. All right, we'll come back with another play. Hyde goes for 10 on a run.
Yep, first down.
Picks it up.
Nice job. 3rd and 5. Duke coming across the middle. No, he ran like he was going to run an in and then fakes it and then runs it to the outside, to the sticks, to the sideline. Baker gives it the ball in stride so that Duke can run with it. You know, he's not putting the ball too low. It's not too high. It's not too far out. It's right on him. Accurate pass. Duke gets down the sideline, fumbles.
Yes.
And then
thank God for Higgins here.
Nice work. Higgins also
and then Higgins
gets the next play.
Yep. Higgins then gets a 20-yard catch. He's just Mr. Reliable right now, Higgins. He's not dropping passes. Baker seems to have that thing worked out with him, you know, where they just know where each other's going to be at all times, and they have trust in one another with, you know, how much they work together on the second team in camp. So I think, you know, this is a good opportunity for Higgins to, you know, get some catches, get some yardage in the games that come because of how familiar he is with Baker and the fact that Baker didn't play with the one. So when Baker gets this start, after Hugh looks over the film and decides he's going to go with Baker, you know, we have to remember Baker, the first time Baker's really played with Landry was in this game.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get no reps. Yeah. He got no reps up to this point.
Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous that we're talking about no reps for the backup quarterback.
Yeah, so then we actually got to there was a Landry drop. Hyde goes for 0, and then we get to 3rd down and 10, and now Callaway running a stick route makes the catch, gets the ball over the marker, and turns into another first down.
Yep, there was 5 minutes on the clock. They had already eaten up 4 minutes. They were on the Jets' 16-yard line, and Hyde's going to score. That comes back on the Landry, a legal block that he didn't even.
Hell of a run. Was it a bad block? I didn't see. I still have not seen the block.
Yeah, well, he just he could have just stood there, but he did. Your momentum and everything, you really got no choice. You're going to hit the guy. So,
okay.
Well, it didn't matter. 1st and 13, no big deal. We're all good. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Landry for 12.
What a pass. That was the pass that was going right over the linebacker's outstretched arms right before the safety gets to Landry. Perfect.
And this is one of Chubb have 2 carries on the day. He had a nice little run right here.
Yeah, it was this
6.
4 yards.
Yeah.
For a first.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 4 yards first down, got down to the 1. Then it took him 3 plays, but it was a Carlos Hyde TD. Congratulations, Mr. Carlos Hyde is now a father. I don't know if he had any other kids, but his baby was being born right before the game, which was
2 scores.
I don't know if you had heard that.
For him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that took it
Good
down almost to the 2-minute. It was the 2-minute warning after the next play. So what a drive. Just 7 minutes sustained.
15 play drive.
15 plays. Yeah. Well, never said that before. Never.
That is the opposite of Brownsy.
Jets take over. Schobert gets a pick. He finally catches one. Good for him.
He did drop another one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Well, I don't know if you notice how why that sort of was just thrown to Schobert there. If you go back and watch that play, you'll see right in the middle of the screen, old Stash and Hams, Larry Ogunjobi just straight up pushing his dude back into Darnold. Leverage, baby.
Yeah, Ogunjobi, beast. 2 tackles for loss. 4 solo tackles. Probably a few pressures. I don't have the pressures up in front of me, but nice game for him again. That was about it.
And then, Yeah, minute 19, we work some clock. They call all their timeouts. They get the ball back after a punt. Well, let's talk about that. It was 4th down and 2. What yard line was that? Like the 30. Was it the 36-yard line?
Yeah, it would have been too far probably for a field goal attempt unless you had a good kicker.
Yeah, I definitely after the field goal attempts by that dude, and not only that, what about that after the last touchdown, the long drive? He kicked that ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
You can't, right? Is that when that was? No, that was right before halftime. I'm sorry, right before halftime after we kicked our field goal. The dude kicked the ball out of bounds, and then with like 25 seconds, they got the ball at the 40-yard line. That is number one rule, and that you cannot kick the ball out of bounds on a kickoff. He made a couple field goals. Everybody was super excited at the game. When I went back and saw it on film, how terrible the kicks were, I would be seriously looking for a new kicker immediately. This is not. He kicked the ball out of bounds on a kickoff. Barely made two field goals. I'm not convinced for 1 second that Greg, whatever the hell, kicker, you damn kicker, is going to work out for 1 second after seeing just one game. I know it's a small sample size, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, but the 4th and 1, I think you're probably supposed to go for it there. I'm pretty sure Hugh was comfortable enough with the defense to go ahead and punt. The Jets had no timeouts. They were going to have
Do you know how much time was on the clock?
Jets got the ball back with 56 seconds after the.
Okay, so it was 4th. It was basically 4th and 2 after the run. It looked like a bad spot, and had it been a little closer, maybe Hugh would have thought about it a little bit longer. But honestly, I think the punt there is the correct decision because I'm not even a little worried that Darnold was going to be able to take the ball down the field. He hadn't done anything against our defense to really push the ball down the field. Now, when he did get the ball back, it was like a 25-yard gain to Pryor right from the jump, but that was like the best gain the whole night. And our defense had done a really good job up to that point. So I wasn't even a little nervous about it. I liked the decision just to punt there with no timeouts, like you said. Now, had we been playing like Tom Brady or something, I think I'm probably going to go for that.
Yeah, it's a little more
serious.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference. I think that's a different game situation, honestly. If you're playing an Aaron Rodgers or something, just try to get the game over because you don't want to leave it in his hands. You want to dictate the game, right? But when it comes to this is Sam Darnold, he's a rookie quarterback. He's fine. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but at this point in his career, you're not that afraid of Sam Darnold, and basically he did what we thought he was going to do, ends up throwing a pick to Terrence Mitchell, who's been a turnover machine in his own right, to be honest. And he at least had a strip or whatever last week.
Yeah, a couple.
So I don't know what we have for takeaways through 3 games, but it's a lot.
Good, yeah.
And we're 1-1-1. I feel like we should really be 3-0. And after you watch that whole game, you almost need to do a reevaluation of where you were. Like if you were at 4 to 6 wins before, and then you see what Baker can do in there, I think you really have to start bringing that number up. I think this is a legit team. I think we know the defense is very good. The offense looks a hell of a lot with Baker, a lot better. The special teams is in dire need of repair. We can admit that. But this team is a team that can play with anybody on any given week and will compete and they'll compete their butts off. And I'm not afraid of anybody in this league. I'm not saying we're the best team by any means, but we're good enough to win games against the best teams in the NFL right now when we play at our best.
Hold on, everybody. Are you telling me that you're not bringing back Tyrod for the Oakland game?
No.
Starting quarterbacks don't lose their job if they get hurt, right?
Well, yeah. If you played like Tyrod has through 2.5 games, you lose your job, regardless of injury. Yeah, obviously, there's no way. Could you imagine? There would be rioting. There would be rioting. People would be burning down the buildings in Berea, picketing. If they saw the mob last night, the happy mob, they don't want any piece of that when it's the angry mob. Trust me, because that is something you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, Tyrod was 4 of 14 for 19 yards. That's almost a full half of football. And of that 4 of 14, 3 of them were behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh,
he was 1 of 11 down the field. 3.
Baker got sacked one time for 8 yards. Do you know how many times Tyrod was sacked?
3.
Three times. So I'm not saying, look, every play is its own play. You can't go, well, you can't just go this guy has, things happen. Guys come unblocked and whatnot. But it definitely, Tyrod's taking a lot of sacks this year. And Baker is just getting the ball out quicker.
Yeah.
He's making your line better.
Take your drop, put your foot in the ground, and throw the ball. It's just the way you're going to have to. That's just the way it has to happen. It's the NFL. There's no time to play around. Tyrod did have, the 22-yard run on 3rd down and 10. Like,
yep.
That's something that Tyrod can do.
Yes, he can. And he does that well.
But you got to be able to throw the ball in this league. And
I think when Tyrod went out, we were like -3 yards passing or something like that on the day. That's how bad it was.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because of the sacks. Yeah. They were.
Yeah. And Mayfield was 17 of 23 for 201 yards. And I know there was at least 3 drops.
Yep. Charles.
So we're talking about.
And Callaway.
Okay. So we're talking about 20 of 23.
One interceptable pass.
and a bad. He did throw the one bad one. That's efficiency, baby. The most efficient quarterback in college football history moves to the pros and is efficient. It's a very, very strange concept.
Yeah. So, Browns win. Amazing.
So, everybody that hated Baker, you can suck it. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You Baker haters, you deserve this. And he's coming for all you. Colin Cowherd and the rest of you. They know who they are. Yeah. These people don't even have. I remember somebody. I don't remember names, but somebody had Baker Mayfield not even in their top 5 quarterbacks. I mean, that's unheard of. It's unheard of.
That's amazing analysis. But we're just fans here. We just want to win. So if Mayfield wins, we're just fans, and
that's right.
That's what we're talking about. Okay, victory lap is over, I guess. Who's up next?
Oh no, we'll be back. We'll be back in a couple days for still running. The sweat will be glistening. I'll be running for the next 3 days. Suck it right here, everybody, all you. Oh man, love it. I absolutely love it, and I feel like we talk about the road to redemption was started. But we finally have a competent driver at the wheel. That's what it feels like right now. We're down the road, and we were on our way, but it was rocky, and we finally got somebody in there that's going to steer us the correct way all the way. And he's a rookie, and I feel that confident about a rookie that this is like 10, 15 years that we should have this guy, as long as he's not hit by some kind of lightning or or injury or something that absolutely just demolishes us. But this is what we've been waiting for. We have the studs on the other side of the ball. Myles Garrett, Ogunjobi, Peppers is playing nicely over there. Denzel Ward getting the job done. Landry's doing good things. Chubb is an up-and-coming running back. Hyde had a huge game yesterday. Higgins is doing things. Callaway just looks like he can break out at any single moment, and he's going to. If Baker throws that ball in the first half, we might have just seen a 60 or 70-yard touchdown with him last night. The line's coming together. Desmond Harrison getting the job done over there. Dude, this is what we've talked about. We suffered through 1-31 for this. This is why we did it. This is why we stuck around. This is why we're surviving the season. We survived it. We're here. This is what we wanted, and it's going to happen, and we all deserve it, man. All the Browns fans deserve this. This is so huge. I'm so excited for everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. I cannot wait till next Sunday. We'll do it again, man.
If you want to.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I know. If you want to be even more pumped, just go back 142 in the first half. Mayfield comes in. Listen to the crowd. First play, pass to Land.
You can hear me.
Listen to the crowd. Second play, pass to Njoku. Listen to the crowd. They're just going bonkers. If
you listen, you put your ear right up to your speaker, your TV speaker, and you can hear me yelling, "Suck it! Suck it!" to all the haters out there.
Yeah, that's what a night that was. A lot of fun.
Yep, we're coming for you, Steelers fans. We're coming for you, Ravens fans. We're coming for you, NFC North and or AFC North and just AFC in general. It's here, baby.
We got a shot.
You got anything else?
No, I just like, it's the Jets. So hopefully we can.
How dare you
temper expectations here a little
Nope.
bit.
No, you just ruined the whole show by saying that.
Start talking about the playoffs.
Erase it. We're redoing it.
But I mean, you go out there to Oakland, beat the shit out of them. All right, 2-1-1. Then the Ravens. You beat the Ravens. Watch out. Watch out. It will be pandemonium.
It's pandemonium already, dude. 635 days. The streak has ended.
I'm just looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to these next two. That Ravens game at home, dude. If the Browns. Oh God. Oh Jesus. All right, let's get out of here. You're good. Anything else you want to throw in?
I'm done. I dropped the mic.
Twitter at STS Podcasts. Email survivingtheseason@gmail.com. Patreon.com/STS Podcasts if you would like to support the show. We need more ratings. Where's our ratings? We need iTunes ratings.
Yeah, more people keep listening because I see the number. It's going up every single week. It goes up. So if you can give us a one of those ratings on iTunes, apparently it helps us. And not only that, we appreciate the feedback. Even if you don't like something we do, send us an email or something. Tell us, you guys suck, man. Tyrod's my guy.
I don't want any more Tyrod emails, okay? No more. That we got to.
But I love. This is Tyrod's dad. Quit talking about my son like that.
I just don't want the emails that you can't start a rookie because we started rookies in the past and it didn't work. I don't want those emails anymore. I don't care about that stuff. Just watch the game. You saw it. It's the road to redemption has been paved and has a new driver.
Baker, baby.
All right, Greg. Tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.